I want to bring the rates down, I want to simplify the tax code, and I want to get middle-income taxpayers to have lower taxes.
The reality is that every expert who's looked at it has found that cutting taxes by 20% costs $5 trillion. If you take away every exemption, every tax expenditure for people with incomes, with high incomes, you don't get anything like $5 trillion. So it's just not possible to do what he says.
The Romney camp's claim that they can produce or govern and have 12 million jobs created over 4 years. You and I talked about this. You sort of felt that was a low bar and that's achievable, which is interesting because this White House has never proposed that that's going to happen. I can't get the math to work on that either because the 3 times it's happened before in history, GDP growth has been in excess of 4%. One time was World War II, so let's leave that out. The last 2 times were under Reagan and under Clinton. We're not there, so why do we think that can actually happen? And I only ask you this because why put something out there to the American people that may not be achievable?
Look, there's a long tradition of campaign arithmetic by challengers that confuses a goal with a forecast. It's a worthy goal.
Sure.
It's a good thing to strive for. President Obama would rather create 4 million jobs. He'd rather create 5 million jobs. He'd rather create 6 million jobs. But there's a difference between a goal and an aspiration and a reasonable forecast. And certainly Governor Romney hasn't suggested anything that would drive the economy forward to the extent where you could be confident that that forecast is realized.
What did you make of the China bashing at the debate? Both candidates seem to be wanting to outdo each other on who's going to be tougher on China. Is that the realistic way to look at the relationship with China, this interdependent relationship that we've got?
We do have legitimate concerns about things the Chinese have done. Theft of U.S. intellectual property, at some points use of currency values to gain an unfair trade advantage, maintaining a playing field that's anything but level between domestic and foreign firms. But I don't think the way you address those problems is with bluster. The way you address those problems is with quiet, firm diplomacy.
Talk to me about your time, this most recent stint in the White House. Look back at it and tell me, with the benefit of hindsight, what you'd have done differently.
I wish we'd been more successful in encouraging other countries to maintain a focus on growth rather than the substantial turn to austerity that many countries made in 2010 that contributed to the seriousness of our problems. So I'm very proud of what we did, and I wish we'd been more successful in overcoming some of the political constraints, both domestically and internationally.